monsters!
Cut it out! We're your friends here!
Did they order you to destroy Ouroboros too?
The world, our enemy.
Even though we're being chased by both nations at once.
There's a reason we met. There has to be.
That's why!
Let's go!
Alright, first of all, and we'll since revealed this has been one of the most anticipated Switch exclusives, you might want to know. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is now available for pre-order, and now the game releases on July 29. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is, as you can see, an open world action RPG, albeit with a much larger party roster this time around. And in case you're just basically unfamiliar with this series, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, according to developers, is a decent opportunity to hop into here.
How are you inside me? Hold on.
Are we?
The spot me yet!
Hang in there, Yurukill!
Come here!
Mimi!
Let's get stuck in!
Yeah, will do.
So you can take that form via a strong desire or emotion.
Way out of your league.
Henceforth, all orders are rescinded. Eliminate Ouroboros at all costs.
That is my revenge. It's payback for Nimue dying with her wish unfulfilled.
It's a wild ride, this passage of fate. We got ourselves a nice little awakening.
Why is my name on here?
My way demands we fight. Come then, and test your mettle against my lance.
Nanana, help with fighting!
I've never used this kind of blade before, but all the techniques I can use with it are flashing before my eyes.
Bring it home! Finish!
The only thing that can change all this is the will of Ouroboros. You kids, and you alone.
Not that I have all that much time to spare, but soon.
Finding a path that lets us all live. I will make that my mission.
In the near future, a new form of human, adepts, awakened to powers known as Septimas. A federation of adepts named Eden vied for supremacy, but Gunvolt ended their ambitions. However, after countless battles, Gunvolt himself evolved to a new power beyond Septimas. Sumeragi's hidden counterpart, Shadow Yakumo, caught wind of this next-level power and was forced to act.
Moving on, we've got Azure Striker Gunvolt 3. Well, technically the third mainline entry of the Gunvolt action platformers, announced last year and now releasing July 28th. Pre-orders for which are also open right now, introducing a new character, incorporating new gameplay features, and what we hear to be over 150 different pulses to be collected in the game.
Kirin can use her powerful Arc Chain ability, instantly warping to her foe and striking them down in a single stroke. Gunvolt alias JV. The world's most powerful adept has been sealed behind 1,000 sacred swords. The young man once known as the Azure Striker dashes into battle at Kirin's side. Azure Striker and Radiant Fetters combine to create a new powerful ability called Image Pulse. Lumen. A young lady from Gunvolt's past returns as an illusion made physical. Should you fall in battle, her song can awaken the power within Gunvolt. Kirin and Gunvolt clash with the rampaging adepts who emerge before them.
Alright, coming up behind that, it's Severed Steel, now launching on all consoles in addition to Switch, July 22nd. Severed Steel is typically a single-player first-person shooter. This new game will include, we hear, a campaign, a fully campaign, new game plus modes, and eventually landing on the hybrid console in both editions, physical and digital. Check it out. To accompany the great news, folks at the company also came out with a brand new trailer. Alright, Bandai Namco also just came out with some more on Digimon Survive, a role-playing game, technically a visual novel-esque chapter and turn-based strategy game in the making. It'll now launch in Japan July 28th initially, then worldwide the next day. Just in case you missed out to accompany the new date, Bandai then also came out with a new one.
そして彼らが窮地に陥った際、モンスターは少年たちの心に反応するかのようにその姿を変え進化するのだった。襲い来る野生のモンスターたち、彼らに打ち勝つには仲間とパートナーのモンスターの協力が不可欠だ。モンスターは気力であるスキルポイントを消費することで進化することができ、能力が大幅に強化される。また戦闘中に仲間と会話することでスキルポイントが回復したり、敵のモンスターと会話すれば交渉次第で仲間になってくれることもある。モンスターの属性や技、地形の有利不利を見極め戦略を練り、仲間たちを指揮し戦い抜くんだ。
If you want to solve a case, you need to put in the work. Entrance blocked. Do some grind.
Azure Studios, on the other hand, just announced that Gamedec, first announced for the Nintendo Switch about 2 years ago, and supposedly releasing the following year, which obviously didn't really happen, now finally releases on July 1st this year. For those of you new, Gamedec is, as you can see, an isometric role-playing single-player game in which you play the role of a detective in a cyberpunk futuristic world where every decision you make will have an impact on the story's outcome.
Hack. Gain entrance. Craft a key. Search the chambers. Find dirt on subject. Blackmail subject. Case solved.
Moving on, we've got Aery Vikings, what is described by its developers as a story-driven flight exploration game in which you get to control a bird that is on its non-violent journey to complete a task, just some task. Aery Vikings is actually a story-driven, according to its Steam page, and technically a relaxing sort of experience through 13 different stages just waiting to be explored. Here. Coming up at number 7, it's actually Handy Game developers announcing a release date for Endling. Extinction is Forever, a game that was announced around the same time last year about the life of a fox and her little babies, or cubs if you may, trying to survive the nature. Technically though, apparently surviving the environmental destructions and such and their impact on their habitat. Check it out, this game's also coming to consoles and PCs, Switch included, July 19th. Square Enix actually released not just one, but multiple, in fact 4 new trailers on the new Live Alive game in the making. What some of you might remember from more than 20 years ago as a classic action RPG. This is, as you can see, however, an HD 2D remake, just like the newly released game Triangle Strategy, and now with 7 different stories, different characters, and more. Check it out.
It's up to you. Prehistory. A tribesman comes of age in a world without words. The Wild West. A wanderer with a bounty on his head fights for his life. Imperial China. A kung fu master searches for a worthy successor. Twilight of Edo, Japan. A shinobi undertakes an important secret mission. Present day. A martial artist strives to become the strongest there ever was. The near future. A youth with psychic powers takes a stand against evil. The distant future. A newly built robot is swept up in a tragedy in space. What other stories are on the horizon?
You will repay my loyalty in death!
嘘だろ俺の事件だ
お二人のチーム名は
Just in case some of you have been waiting and will somehow actually missed out on, a demo for Yurukill, the Calumniation, which is technically a murder mystery shmup, is available now on the Nintendo eShop, and the full game releasing July 5. Honestly, not much to talk about over here with this one, besides they even came up with a new trailer, and you could probably get a good idea of what it's basically about here.
それは俺じゃない
あなたは犯人じゃなきゃいけないのよ犯人でいてくれなきゃ
On the other hand, Bandai Namco also once again released another trailer for Klonoa Phantasy Reverie series. Set the Duo will now release on the Nintendo eShop July 8 with co-op support and offering new difficulty settings and some more stuff. Just in case you missed out, according to Bandai also, this isn't just a simple remaster, but a complete revamp of the 2 games with major differences in actual core gameplay. Check it out. Guys, coming up, it is actually the long awaited Baron Breakfast, one of Polygon's most anticipated games since, I don't really remember, 2019 I guess. Technically, Baron Breakfast was supposed to be released by the end of 2020, unfortunately that didn't happen, and neither the following year. It is now releasing after all on July 28, and as an RPG simulation game about the life of a bear called Hank, basically trying to figure out what to do with his life. Moving on, and I think I've mentioned this one the other day, it is Matchpoint Tennis Championship. Releasing on every major console, obviously Switch as well, July 7, with a what they said to be somewhat modern take on just tennis, featuring an almost identical real-life sort of experience and with the premise of a great multiplayer as well. That is basically the main goal with the developers, is the multiplayer here. Check it out in case you missed it. Arc System Works, you see, about no more than 24 hours ago, came out and said they're about to release River City's Saga, The Three Kingdoms, July 21 in the West, finally, and on every single major console as well. This game, in which case you aren't familiar with, is a beat-em-up style action platformer, and one simply based on the Three Kingdoms some of you might remember from the old Dynasty Warrior games. Take a look. Oh, Capcom then also revealed that, well, Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, just in case you're wondering, a collection of the company's a bunch of 80s classic titles, in fact 32 games you'll come to know and grow up with, is now releasing July 22nd. This year. This bundle includes, I've gathered, well, there is a list you can actually look up, but apparently Street Fighters, Puzzle Fighters, Darkstalkers, Vampire Savior, Night Warriors, and some more. And last but not least, actually at the Indie Game Expo from a couple of weeks ago, we came across Krut, the Mythic Wings, typically a side-scrolling platformer at heart and with a heavy focus on attention to detail on environments and graphic, and about the life of a warrior on his way to free his people from a ruthless warlord. Check it out, this game's on its way to all consoles and PCs July 12th this year.